Well, hello, friends. Hope you're doing well this afternoon. Thanks for all that you did to make yesterday go so smooth. I know it was a lot of adjustment going to two services and changing service times, but you guys handled that super well. So thanks for leading your groups to effectively engage with the services. Would remind you, just encourage them to continue to lean into that. Be sure you remind your groups of what time services are, where core classes will meet. We know that we have some kinks to work out related to core class times and locations and um, various features within the building. So just know that we're addressing those this week as staff, and hopefully things will run a bit smoother this coming week. But overall, felt like our first Sunday and two services was a big win. I do want to encourage you as you think about your group and even Sunday engagement to allow what I did to start the service to be a normal rhythm for you as you come in. Really challenge your group to not just come in and sit and wait for the service to start or come in and meet with people they've hung out before, but to use the two services to find time to meet a stranger and engage with people that they don't know and make people feel a part and connected to the church. One of our major motives with going to two services was to allow people to feel some space to be seen and known and not get lost in the shuffle with one large service. So we want to take advantage to do that. Also, we want to continue to keep our foot on the gas pedal in relationship to evangelism and missions. So as you're leading your groups, consistently speaking to the group about who they're sharing their faith with, who they're seeking to build a relationship with, who they're inviting into the body here at Cherrydale. We know that that doesn't come naturally for most of our people, and so we want to continue to lean into that. You can do that from a host of different directions, whether it's through your gender accountability time, through your large group discussion, or just simply through prayer as you do announcements, finding a way to continue to press people in the areas of evangelism is going to be critical to us as we move forward. In way of announcements, nothing else big to report in the life of the church. We do have connections starting here in just a couple of weeks. Details for that are online. So if you have anybody in your group who's not currently a member in the church, you can point their attention there. Also, as I pointed out last week, Super Bowl is in a couple of weeks, first Sunday in February, and we're encouraging groups to find a way to meet on that night, watch the game together. We're not going to do it at the church, so we're just scattering into people's homes, and we want to find ways to build community as well as involve some other people. So hopefully, while folks are living on mission in their neighborhoods, this provides an easy way to invest and invite. And I would just encourage you to be creative with your group. What's the best way to do that? To engage with people who are far from God and far from the church and leverage the Super Bowl to do that. To that end, we will meet for our family meeting the following Sunday night. So, first Sunday in February will be the Super Bowl. Second Sunday in February will be our regularly scheduled family meeting. So, please make note of that as you are addressing various leadership issues with your group and making plans moving ahead. In way of sermon discussion, obviously I'm trying a new style and not typing thoughts, but recording a short video for you. We'll see how that goes. If it's helpful for you, please let me know. If it's not, and it's better to have some things in print, let me know that as well, and I'll be happy to do so. But we are transitioning out of the Beatitudes this week into the next two paragraphs of Jesus, which are the salt and light picture in Matthew 5, and then Jesus' more summary statement that he didn't come to abolish the law and the prophets, but to fulfill them. I don't know what your group rhythm is in terms of gender accountability or large group discussion, but I would suggest that this week provides a really good opportunity for large group discussion. It's a fairly straightforward passage, particularly the salt and light pictures, though there's a lot of different ways to see those images. It's fairly intuitive for most people to grasp what Jesus was running after. So this can be a great passage to just walk through the seven arrows using those two paragraphs, or even isolating them, just doing the salt and light paragraph and kind of using the arrows to provide some discussion there. It's a real natural application to particularly the fifth and sixth arrow related to what does the passage demand of me, and then how does it shape the way I relate to other people. That seems to me to be at the heart of what Jesus is calling us to in that section of Scripture. So I would encourage you, as you have opportunity, to leverage a good large group discussion around that text this week, because we're going to move from there into some passages that may present a few more stumbling blocks or challenges for you to facilitate good large group discussion. We'll move into a section talking about anger, the anger murder contrast, and then the lust adultery contrast, which probably is going to best lend itself to some gender accountability time and not large group discussion. And then following that is Jesus teaching on divorce. So the next 2 weeks after this Sunday are pretty hefty in terms of content, and present some places that if you're not comfortable kind of navigating large group discussion around issues that are pretty hotly debated, particularly Jesus' perspective on divorce and remarriage, it could be a challenge to lead the large group discussion that week. So that will likely fall on Super Bowl week, as you're doing your group discussion. So it may be a time that you just lean into the sermon and don't do a lot of large group discussion. Again, I want you to have the freedom to lead your group how you see best. You know the needs, you know the complexity, you know whether your group are believers who've engaged with these topics a lot, and you can discuss them, and it would be fruitful. Or if you have a really diverse group and you feel like it might bog down and be unhelpful, like I want you to have the freedom to do what's best for the spiritual formation and the community that God's building in your group. So just again, to reiterate, this week I'll do salt and light and the statement about Christ fulfilling the law and the prophets. The following week, we'll look at the themes of anger and lust. And the week after that, we'll look at the issue of divorce and remarriage. So, as you're making plans to lead your group, know that that's what's to come. This has proven really fruitful for our group. We did some good time walking through the Beatitudes, and then some gender accountability and prayer. Did that both as a group this week, and we'll do a good large group discussion around the Salt and Light passage this coming Sunday. So I hope, or this coming Thursday night as we have group. So I hope that you find it really fruitful for your group as well. As always, new semester, a lot of people, newbies showing up at group. So be on the lookout to invest and invite. Reach out to Hugh if you're in need of some names, people who are new to the body, new to Connections class, who might want a group to call home, and just do everything you can to integrate them into the community that God's building here at Cherrydale. As always, if you have questions for us or for me, particularly as I teach, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to help you lead people well, and really thankful for everything that you do for us in our church.